Palworld, aka Pokemon with guns. I mean, that's not really like an accurate description of the game. I'd say it's much more like Valheim with Pokemon, but whatever, Pokemon with guns, I guess. Hello everyone, I am Finn. Welcome to FinFilms, a channel where we discuss movies, anime, and games that I really like, basically all things nerd culture. So it really only seems right that today we have to talk about this new game that's really taken the internet and the Pokemon community by storm. Palworld. Specifically in today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single PAL, all 108 PALs from Palworld at the time of early access release. When I first heard about this game like about a month ago, I thought it was like way too good to be true. It seemed almost like a fake game or possibly even some kind of like weird NFT crypto game. Oh wait, actually Logan Paul already tried that and it didn't go so well, did it? Palworld is an exploration survival game where the players must survive in this strange new world filled with pals. These creatures aren't just there to be cute either. Palworld really explores the idea of like how creatures like pals would actually be used in a hardcore survival game scenario. From manual labor to a defensive force for your base, and yes, even as food. So without any more stalling, let's get right into ranking these Pokemon, pals. For this, we're going to be ranking them using a very scientific rating scale out of 5. Points will be awarded based on their cuteness, coolness, originality, their X factor, and I guess most importantly, in a survival game, how well they would taste. Number 1, we have Lamball. He do be a lamb and he do be cute. He gets points for cuteness and I think for taste, because you know that this man would probably taste good. We're gonna give him a 2 out of 5. He loses points for originality because it's literally just a lamb that's a ball, and it gives me them big Mareep vibes. And number 2, we have Cativa, however you want to say it. I don't really like this pal. I don't know why. It is kind of cute, but it's basically almost like they combined Sprigatito with Charmander. It literally just looks like a Charmander that is a cat to me. I don't know why that is. I'm gonna give him a 1 out of 5. I don't think it would taste very good. I don't really like the idea of eating a cat type of pal, so we're gonna give him a 1 out of 5 for cuteness, and that's a pretty weak 1 out of 5 because personally I don't even find him that cute. At number 3, we have Chickapee. This man is a straight up chicken. He reminds me a lot of the Cuccos from Legend of Zelda. This dude gets a solid 2 out of 5. He do be cute and he's a chicken, so you know he tastes good. At number 4, we have Lifmunk, literally a leaf chipmunk. He reminds me a lot of Pachirisu. I mean, that makes sense because Pachirisu is basically a chipmunk Pokemon as well. I'm going to give him a 2 out of 5. We're going to give him points for originality and for cuteness, but I don't think that Lifmunk would actually taste good. At number 5, we have Foxparks, basically Vulpix, another kind of simple pal, but I actually really like this pal. I like its character design. You can't really go wrong with Fire Fox, kind of a Kitsune-esque vibe. I think it's cool and it's cute, and I think it's got that X factor, so we're going to give him a 3 out of 5. It's not the most original idea ever, and I don't really know how well it would taste. At number 6, we have one of my favorite pals, Thwack. I mean, he's an angry little duck boy, and I absolutely love him. He gets points for cuteness. He gets points for coolness, because look at this man. I think he gets points for X factors as well, because just look at his eyes. You know that he's up to something, and he's hiding something. It's not the most original idea ever, but he probably would taste good, so I guess because of that, we're going to give him a 4 out of 5. At number 7, we have Sparkit. Who would have guessed it? They made an electric-type rat. He doesn't get points for originality. I don't really find him that cute or anything like that. This might be our first 0 out of 5. At number 8, we have Tansy, aka Weed Monkey. I mean, this guy is basically Pansage. I will give him credit, though. It is a cute pal, but besides that, it doesn't really have much going for them, and the fact that it basically just is Pansage, definitely it's gonna lose points for originality, so 1 out of 5. At number 9, we have Ruby, aka the Fire Deer. Don't really like this guy that much, especially when you compare it to, another Fire Deer, aka Ponyta. Actually, Ponyta is a fire horse. What am I saying? It's not really a fire deer, is it? 1 out of 5. I don't know why, but I bet this man tastes good. At number 10, we have Pinglet. I really love this little guy. I think he's super cute. He gets big points for being cute. Obviously, he seems slightly inspired by Piplup, but at the end of the day, him and Piplup are both just little penguins, right? So, like, how unique and original can you really be? I bet he would taste good. I'm going to give this man a 3 out of 5. I think he's got that X factor. Just look at his eyes. You know this dude is up to something, and I like him. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 5. At number 11, we have another one of my personal favorites, Ping King. I mean, just look at this absolute unit of a penguin. Obviously, he's inspired by like an emperor penguin, kind of like Empoleon. He's got his big old sailor hat, almost like he's an admiral, in his coat. I love this dude. I think he's awesome. I think he hits every single category. He's cute as fuck. I think he's cool. I think it's an awesome original design and kind of take on the, Emperor Penguin. He's got that X factor for sure. And I bet he tastes good. So 5 out of 5. At number 12, we have Jolthog, aka Electric Shaman. He's cute, but not the most original idea ever, so I think we're just going to give him a 1 out of 5. I don't think it would taste that good either. This is the first of our fusion variants, as in this game there is no evolution, but there are variants to the pals you can do through, breeding, I'm pretty sure. So this is the ice variant, the crystal variant of Jolthog. Same thing, 1 out of 5. At number 13, we have Gummoss. I think this guy is actually kind of cute. I like little derpy, Pokemon, little guys like this. I think that he is pretty cute. I bet he would taste good. He looks almost like he would taste like maple syrup. So, yeah, also, it's kind of an original idea as well, even though he is just kind of a blob. I like the idea of him being like, like gum from a tree or like maple syrup from a tree type thing. I think that's relatively original, even if he is just a blob man. We're going to give him 3 out of 5. I like this little guy. At number 14, we have Vixie, another fox pal, kind of Vulpix X inspired, but no fire. It's cute. But something about the eyes just kind of rubs me weird. It's like way too anthropomorphic in the eyes for me. It's weird. I don't know exactly what it is about it, but I think I'm going to give him a 1 out of 5. It's cute. I don't think it would taste very good. I bet it would taste kind of gamey. It's not the most original idea, and I don't really think it's cool, so 1 out of 5. At number 15, we have another one of my personal favorites, Hoocrates. This dude's a little owl with a big old hat. It's kind of like they took Murkrow and combined him with Hoot Hoot, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it very much seems like that's what they did, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I love Murkrow. I think Murkrow is a cool Pokemon, so I like this idea here. I also love the name. I think the name is a super original name. I think it's very funny. It's witty. I like it. He gets a lot of points. I'm going to give him points for cuteness, for coolness, for originality, even because of the name. I don't think he would taste very good, though. I bet he would taste kind of gamey. He does have X Factor, though, so we're going to give Hoocrates a 4 out of 5. Big fan of this guy. Number 16, we have Teefant. I think he's just an elephant tea kettle. I think that's the idea here, just an elephant tea kettle. Relatively simple idea, but it is a unique idea. I will give them credit there. He is cute, and I bet he tastes good, so let's give him a 3 out of 5. At number 17, we have Depresso. I'm a big fan of this pal. Not only is he depressed, but there's also some coffee jokes going on with this pal, because you got Depresso, like espresso. His special ability is caffeine inoculation, and he looks angry because he hasn't had his caffeine. Or he looks like he's been sleepy and up all night because he's been hyped on the caffeine all night. I love this guy. I think he's cute. I think he's cool. It's a relatively simple design, but I like everything that's going on here. I'm going to assume he tastes like coffee, so we're going to give him a 5 out of 5. Number 18, we have Cremise. This guy is basically just Cream Puff Eevee. It is cute, and I've imagined that it would taste good. I imagine he would taste kind of like a cream puff. Besides that, doesn't really have a lot going on for it for me and what I like in, kind of pals, Pokemon, whatever. 2 out of 5. Number 19, we have Daydream. This Mon is weird. This guy is really, I keep calling them Mons. This pal is really weird. I don't know how I feel about this man's here. He's basically just an imp with this kind of crazy hair going on here. I wonder if he would taste good. If the hair tastes anything like strawberry or a kind of red pink flavor, it would probably taste good. So we're gonna give him a 1 out of 5. Number 20, we have Rush Roar. I mean, this dude is basically just a boar. It is literally just a boar. Not very original. Bet he would taste good, so 1 out of 5. Number 21, we have Nox. This is a really strange pal to me. I don't really understand what I'm looking at, what's going on here. It's basically like Posh Eevee, essentially. It's kind of cute, but I don't really understand the name or what exactly is going on here. with this guy. I don't know how it would taste at all. I'm guessing I'm going to give him 1 out of 5 for cuteness, but I really have no idea what is going on with this pal. Number 22, we have Fuddler. I love this dude. I think he's absolutely adorable. I mean, he's basically just a little mole digger guy. He's got a little stubby body, cute big eyes. I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10 with points for a cuteness and originality. At number 23, we have Calamari, aka the squid pal. I mean, we got the joke, calamari joke going on here. Fried squid ability, very funny, ha ha ha. I'm gonna give this guy a 2 out of 5. He gets points for cuteness and for taste, because you would fry this boy up and he would taste absolutely amazing. So we're gonna give him a 2 out of 5. At number 24, we have Mao. I don't really know exactly what's going on with this guy. I mean, it's basically just a weird kind of metal-esque cat. I think it's supposed to be like inspired by Egyptian cats, or like Egyptian renditions of cats, and sarcophagus and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure. It is kind of cute, and it is a relatively original concept, so I'm going to give him a 2 out of 5. Same goes for its Crystal Ice Form variant. At number 25, we have Celeray, the Stingray pal. He gets points for cuteness, and that's about it. Not super original, very obviously inspired by Mantine. So yeah, 1 out of 5, I think. At number 26, we have Dire Howl, a guy that seems very inspired by Lycanroc from Pokemon. He is cute. He's kind of cool. He's not original at all. I don't really think he's got an X factor, and I doubt he tastes very good. I guess we're going to give him a 2 out of 5. It's kind of a tenuous 2 out of 5, as, he's just a wolf, isn't he? At number 27, we have Toko, the toucan pal. I love this dude. He's derpy. He's funny. He's got a unique kind of cool character, originality design here. I think he's got an X factor about him too. I mean, just look at this man. You have no idea what he's thinking. He doesn't even know what he's thinking, and that makes him dangerous. I think Toko gets a 5 out of 5. This boy tastes like chicken. Number 28, we have Floppy. I have no idea what's going on with this creature here. It's a little too anthropomorphic for my taste. I don't like what's going on with its ears. It kind of reminds me of that one Digimon. I don't think it's cute. 0 out of 5. Move over Miltank. At number 25, we have Mozzarina. Big old milkers, mommy milkers. Mozzarina gets a 2 out of 5. This guy's cute, and that he tastes good. We're going to be eating Mozzarina steaks tonight. At number 30, we have Bristla. I think this is supposed to be like a cactus kind of inspired pal. I'm not a big fan of this guy. I think he has kind of cool character design. I'm going to give him a 1 out of 5, only for its character design. I think it is a unique character design. But overall, I don't really like the anthropomorphicness going on here. I don't find it cute. It's not cool. It doesn't have X Factor. And it probably doesn't taste very good. At number 31, another one of my favorites, Gobfin. I love this little Angie boy. Just look at him. He just looks super gumpy. He looks like a little grumpy man's. I like his little grabby hands too. I think it's kind of funny. He's like an edgy version of Mudkip in a lot of ways. To me, I'm going to give him a 3 out of 5. He gets points for cuteness, for coolness, and for X Factor. Same goes with the Fire Ignis form. At number 32, we have Hangyu. I have no idea what's going on with this pal. It's basically just a blob with long, kind of weird grabby arms, and I don't really like it. 0 out of 5. I mean, what even would this dude taste like? Same goes for its crystal variant form. Not a fan. At number 33, we have Mossanda. He do be a grassy panda, and this guy is a big, chunky boy. I'm a big fan of this Mon. I think he gets points for cuteness. I think he gets points for coolness. I'm going to give him points for the X Factor. I like his character design. I think he's a cool dude. I don't know how he would taste. I don't think he would taste very good, so we're going to give him a solid 4 out of 5. Same goes for the Lux Electric form of Mossanda. If anything, I think he gets maybe a 4.5 out of 5, because just look at this man. He is edgy. He's got his mohawk. This dude is an absolute unit. Number 34, we have Willy Pop. This is a sheep candy type pal, I guess. Instantly, it gets points for taste, because it tastes like candy, and it do be pretty cute, so it's going to get points for cuteness. It's also an original concept idea, so I'll give him points for originality, 3 out of 5. At number 35, we have Caprati. Basically, it's like Go-Goat if Go-Goat had a big bush on its back filled with berries. It gets points for cuteness and probably points for taste, because I bet those berries taste pretty good. That's about it, though. 2 out of 5. Number 36, we have this weird monstrosity, Melpaca. It's literally just an alpaca with these crazy feet. I don't know what's going on with this guy. I don't really like this guy. 0 out of 5. At number 37, we have Ecthridir. Ecthridir. I have no idea how you're supposed to pronounce this. This is kind of the Xerneas-esque mon. He does give us big Xerneas vibes, doesn't he? I think this guy's pretty cool. He's got a cool character design. Do I say unique? It's kind of unique, but like I said, it is very inspired, seemingly inspired by Xerneas, so I'm not too sure. I think we're going to give him a 2 out of 5. He gets points for coolness and for X Factor. Same goes for its Terra form, even though I do think that the original form with the purple is much cooler, a lot more aesthetic in my opinion. At number 38, we have Nightwing. I love this man's little goofy hat. He kind of reminds me of Corviknight in a way, as well as Murkrow. He's kind of got the Murkrow hat going on. At the end of the day, though, he do just be a bird. He do just be a birdmon. So we're going to give him points for coolness and points for taste, because I bet he tastes good. Number 39, we have Ribbunny. I mean, literally just a bunny with a ribbon in its hair. Points for cuteness, and that's about it. 1 out of 5. At number 40, we have Incineram. Now, this guy makes me a little uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. I think it's the anthropomorphic kind of features of it. It makes me a little uncomfortable. I mean, he's kind of cool. He's kind of an edgy little boy. He's fire dark type, which is a cool combo. Not gonna lie, that is basically like the edgiest of the type combos that you can get. We're gonna give him points for X Factor and maybe tentative points for coolness, but something about him just kind of weirds me out. 2 out of 5 tentatively. Same goes for a nocturnal form, even though I do like this color palette better. Actually, it might taste pretty good, so maybe we'll give them 3 out of 5. At number 41, we have Cinnamoth. I mean, yeah, it's a cute moth. Don't really know what more to say about it. 1 out of 5. At number 42, we have Arsox. There's a lot of Pokemon that this guy reminds me of. There's several. I'm thinking in my head the weird, like, sword Pokemon. What were they? The legendary kind of guys from X and Y. I can't remember their names because I didn't really like those Pokemon very much, but he reminds me a lot of that. I'm going to give him a 1 out of 5, and that's only because he looks like he would taste good. But besides that, I'm not a fan of this pal. At number 33, we have Dumud. Look at this derpy little sandy boy. He kind of reminds me of like a sand shark, I guess, is what they were going for here. I like him. I like its character design. I think it's a relatively unique idea. And I like how derpy he is. We're going to give him 3 out of 5 points for cuteness, for originality, and for taste. At number 43, we have Cognito. I'm a big fan of this pal. We get another bird with another hat. It seems to be a big kind of thing they like to do in this game, is birds with hats, apparently. Obviously, he's very Plague Doctor inspired. I think this is one of the coolest designs, concepts of any of the pals in Palworld. Big fan of this dude. We're going to give him points for cuteness, for coolness. He's got that X factor. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 5. Actually, no, we're going to give him a 4 out of 5. I have a feeling he doesn't taste good because he's supposed to be like a Plague Doctor, right? So 4 out of 5. At number 45, we have Lizpunk. This is basically just a punk lizard. That's literally it. Kind of unique character concept design, I will say. A little weird, though. He is kind of cute. I don't think he would taste very good. We're going to give him points for cuteness and for its character originality design. So 2 out of 5. Same goes with the Ignis Fire form. 2 out of 5. At number 46, we have Loop Moon. This is a very strange looking guy. He's very kind of like imp inspired. It reminds me almost a little bit of Absol in kind of a way. I don't really know exactly what's going on here. He's got like a moon on his head. He actually reminds me kind of Furby in a way. I don't know what is going on with this creature. We're going to give him points for originality. We'll even give him some X Factor points because he looks like he would have X Factor. I think that's it though. 2 out of 5. At number 47, we have another bird, Galeclaw. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It's a bird. It's inspired by an eagle. He's kind of cool, and I bet it tastes good, so 2 out of 5. At number 48, we have Robin Quill. Now, this guy is pretty obviously inspired by the final evolution of this starter in Sun and Moon. I'm blanking on its name, but I'll put a picture on screen now. You guys know the Pokemon I'm talking about. Pretty obviously inspired this kind of like Robin Hood grass type, wearing like a cape and a hood. So it's going to get docked points for originality, in my opinion. I don't really think he's that cute either. I think he's got an X factor about him, though. No idea what it would taste like, so 1 out of 5. Same goes for its Terraform, 1 out of 5. At number 45, we have a Gora Rat, a freaky kind of hybrid between a gorilla and a rat with the special ability full power gorilla mode, which is kind of funny to think about. I'm going to give this guy 2 out of 5 with points for coolness and for originality character design. I mean, it is basically a gorilla and a rat hybrid, and I think that's completely fine. Next up at number 50, we have B grade. Is it a B-type pal, specifically a worker? B. I'm going to give it a point for cuteness, but I think that's about it. There are Pokemon that have the same kind of concept, and I don't really think this guy is very cool, so we're going to give him a 1 out of 5. I think the same goes for number 51, Eliza B. I'm going to give, actually, I'll give this one 2 points, only because 1 for cuteness, 2 for originality. Obviously, there is a Queen Bee Pokemon as well, but I like that they named it Eliza B after Queen Elizabeth. It's just kind of witty. It's kind of, you know, I give them props for their creativity. 2 out of 5. Number 52, Grintail, very obviously inspired by the Cheshire Cat. He's got a big, scary, kind of goofy smile. I actually really like this pal. I'm going to give him, we're going to give him a 3 out of 5. I'm going to give him points for cuteness, and I'm going to give him points for coolness and points for originality. Big points for originality. I don't think he tastes very good, but I don't like the idea of eating a cat. At number 53, we have Swee. It's almost like Ice Cousin It in a way, where you don't actually know what the body of the pal looks like because of all the hair that it has. I think I'm going to give it 3 points. I'm going to give it 1 point for cuteness, another point for originality, and a point for taste. I have a feeling that this man tastes good. I don't know what it is, but something tells me that underneath that all that hair is some very tender meat. Same goes for number 54, Sweepa, the king of fluff, the bigger version of Swee. One would think that it would be its evolution, but there is no evolution in this game. All the things that apply for Swee apply for Sweepa. We're going to give him a 3 out of 5. At number 55, we have the Ice Dragon Chillet. I like this pal. He's extremely cute, kind of a combination of like a dragon and like kind of like almost like a weasel, or kind of like a ferret in a way. It's very cute. There's several dragons in this game that are very, very cute. I will give them credit. They made the dragons look cool and look cute. I'm gonna give him a 3 out of 5 with points for cuteness, points for originality, and points for taste. I don't know what it is, but something about this dude, I feel like he would taste real good. Number 56, we have Univolt, aka knockoff Zeb Strika. Even though this man's does look pretty cool, I do love the lightning bolt on his head. This guy gives me super Digimon vibes. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna give him a 2 out of 5 with points for coolness and X Factor, as this guy definitely has the X Factor. Not the most original idea for a pal, and horse I don't think tastes very good, so we're just gonna give him 2 points here, 2 out of 5, even though, I mean, he does have the cool factor going on. At number 57, we have Foxicle, aka Alolan Ninetales. I like this pal. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Big Fox, either in flame, ice, or water form. It just looks cool. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 for points with cuteness, cool, and it definitely has the X Factor. Not the most original idea ever, obviously. There's a Alolan Ninetales, and I don't think it tastes very good. Pretty sure Fox is pretty gamey. We're going to go with a 3 out of 5. At number 58, we have Pyron, a kind of horse flame-esque type pal with some influence of something else as well in the face, where it's not like completely horse, but it obviously is horse inspired. Its well-its ability is red hair, which is a reference to Lu Bu's horse, red hair, for all my Three Kingdoms China Boos out there. Yeah, this guy, I'm going to give him 3 out of 5. I think its style and the fact that it's based off of red hair from the Three Kingdoms lore is pretty rad. It's got cool factor, and it's definitely got X Factor. 3 out of 5. I don't think it would taste very good, though. Same thing applies as well for the nocturnal form of Pyron. If anything, it has more coolness and more X Factor, because who doesn't like a dark, edgy pal? At number 59, we have Raindrix, another kind of Xerneas X inspired pal. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 with points for cuteness and X Factor and taste, as I definitely imagine that this man would be real good cooked up and cut into venison steaks. Number 60, we have Rayhound, a kind of electric dog, almost electrike type Mon. It's got the Raichu tail. going on, the big lightning bolts. You know, you gotta have them lightning bolts for them electric types. I'm gonna give this guy a 2 out of 5 with points in coolness and the X factor. I don't think it's very cute. It's not the most original idea ever. I mean, they just slapped the lightning bolt design onto like a kind of edgy looking dog and then called it a day. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it's not like the most unique design ever. And I don't think it would taste very good, but me personally, I'm not really down to eat dog. At number 61, we have Kitsune, obviously a take on Kitsune, which is like a fox spirit in like Japanese kind of like Shinto mythology, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is pretty cool. Obviously, it's fire fox like Vulpix, but the way they went about it in the name, I think is very unique. I'm gonna give this guy a 5 out of 5. I think he checks all the boxes. It's cool, unique character design. I like the inspiration from Kitsune. It's cute, it's cool, it's got an X factor about it, and something tells me that he would taste good. I know what I said earlier about foxes tasting gamey, but I don't know what it is. There's something about this guy. I feel like he would taste pretty good. At number 62, we have Dazzy. Dazzy is a pretty interesting pal. They remind me of Lakitu from Mario in a lot of ways, as well. Obviously, they remind me of like Landorus and Thundurus, those guys in their little cloud form. I kind of like Dazzy. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe it's their X factor. I like their smile. I feel like they're up to no good. I feel like this pal is a little shithead, and I kind of like that about them. Obviously, it's not the most original design ever. If we take into account, you know, Landorus and them, they just decided to make it more of an anthropomorphic type creature, which is a little odd. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5 for X factor. It's not really cute. It's not really cool. I don't think it would taste good because it's anthropomorphic, and that's just kind of weird. So yeah, we're gonna give it a 1 out of 5 for X factor. At number 63, we have Lunaris. Now, I kind of like this pal, and I also don't. I think it has kind of a cool, kind of like almost like Mewtwo-esque kind of design I think they were going for. But I don't know what the heck's going on with this thing's hips. I don't know why they felt the need to make it so voluptuous. I already know that the internet will probably have a field day with this pal, and that only makes me a little bit uncomfortable to think about. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 with points in cuteness and an X factor. I don't even want to think about what this thing would taste like. Not like that, you horny bastards. Number 64, we have Dinosum, aka Dino Blossom, a grass dragon. It's a cute, derpy kind of dragon. If we wanted to compare it to a Pokemon, I guess we'd compare it to Appleton, which is a mon that I actually really, really like. I think this Pokemon's kind of cool. I think they could have been more out there on this design, as opposed to just putting a flower on a dragon's head and calling it a day. Not to say that this guy's bad. I do think it's cute. I'm going to give Dinosum a 1 out of 5. I think this might be the weakest dragon out of all of the dragons in this game. It kind of just felt like they just stuck like Ivysaur or Venusaur, like Blossom, on top of a dragon, like a Gudra, and just called it a day. It is cute though, and it is kind of cool. We're gonna give it a 1 out of 5. Same goes for its Lux electric form. At number 65, we have Serpent. I like this guy. I think he's gonna get a 4 out of 5 with points in coolness, X factor, original character design, and taste. I'm not exactly sure what this pal is inspired by, but I do like its design. It's kind of almost Lapras-esque, but a lot more edgy. Same goes for its ground type variant, who gets some awesome, cool gold bling. Number 66, we have Marath, and I like the design of this pal. You're gonna see a consistent trend where I generally like the dark type pals. This pal gets a 4 out of 5, getting points across the board except for taste, as this is the messenger of death. It is kind of a death incarnate type pal. And I don't know about you, but personally, I don't think that death tastes very good. Across the board, though, as far as character design, coolness, cuteness, X factor, all that, it gets points, all that. This guy's awesome. At number 67, we have Digtoise. I do love this guy. Relatively pretty simple. It's like they just took a spiky Koopa and then just made it into like a big pal, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that it works. This guy is also a big chunky boy in game. I really do love the you know, to scale sizes of a lot of these pals in game, and this guy is one of the bigger boys. He's a big chunky man. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 with points in coolness, points in X factor, and points in taste, as he would make a crazy turtle soup. At number 68, we have Tombat, and I absolutely hate this pal. It's a combo of a tomcat and a bat, and it just makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. I think it's its face and its weird hands. I just don't like it. I give them props
for the concept. I'll give them props for originality, but that's it. 1 out of 5. At number 69, we have Lavander. They knew exactly what they were doing, putting this this pal at number 69, and so I'll give them credit there. I guess this is just supposed to be a horny lizard, and that's the pal. Points for originality in design and the fact that they made it number 69. Very funny developers, but I think that's it. 1 out of 5. At number 70, we have Flombell. There's a couple of Pokemon that this kind of guy reminds me of. I'm going to give him a 2 out of 5 with points for cuteness because, come on, guys. I mean, this little man is definitely cute. And points in taste, as Flombell makes it sound like it's going to taste like a flambe. And if it tastes like a flambe, I'm in. Number 71, we have Van Verm. I see what they were going for with this pal, but I don't really like it. It just feels like a lot's going on right now, and it also feels a little bit obviously ripped from very specific Pokemon that I'm thinking of in my head. I see what they were going for. They were trying to be kind of edgy, but to me it just kind of falls flat. I don't really find this guy cool. I don't really think he's got kind of an X factor about him. It probably doesn't taste very good. He's not cute. 0 out of 5. However, though, I will say that its ice variant is cool and does have X Factor. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the color combo and the spikes, but in the ice form, it seems much cooler. 2 out of 5. At number 72, we have Bushi. This is obviously a, Ronin samurai-inspired pal. Super anthropomorphic, kind of weird. Don't really like that. I do like its character design and the originality. I will give them credit there. Apparently, when they die, they turn into the swords that they use, which is kind of cool. Little lore aspect there. I don't think he would taste very good. Again, anthro, so that's kind of weird. I'm going to give him a 1 out of 5 for points for originality. At number 73, we have Beacon. It's an electric bird. I think that this guy's kind of simple. I mean, he's kind of cool, but it's just kind of simple design, if I'm being honest. An electric bird chicken probably would taste good, though, so we're going to give him 2 out of 5 with some points in coolness and points in taste. At 74, we have Ragnahawk, another bird. Lots of birds in this game. This one, pretty cool, though. Obviously, there's been fire birds in Pokemon before, but I will give them credit. They do make this guy look pretty badass. He's kind of like a fiery Corviknight in a lot of ways. I like this guy. I think he's got coolness. I think he's got X Factor. He definitely tastes good. 3 out of 5. Number 75, Catris. Kind of a strange pal, again, anthro, which is a little bit weird. They're kind of going for this, mischievous, it's like a weird, kind of bunny type pal, but it's also like a witch, I guess is what they're going for. I kind of like the idea, kind of an original idea, even though Pokemon has done some similar things. It's kind of cute, but also the whole anthro thing makes me just feel a little weird. Look at its eyes. Why do I feel like it wants to fuck me? I'm going to give this pal a 2 out of 5 for points for originality and cuteness, but that's it. At number 76, we have Vixen, another Fire Fox X inspired pal. I think this one is also supposed to be kind of magic-y in a way. Its design is okay. I don't really like it that much, though, if I'm being 100% honest. I'm gonna give him points for originality and X Factor, and we're even gonna give him points for taste, too. I mean, just take a look at those legs. I feel like those legs would taste real good cooked up. 3 out of 5. At number 77, we have Verdash. This is a weird kind of anthro grass bunny type mon. It kind of reminds me of the fire bunny starter in Pokemon. Again, anthro, so just kind of weird. Any anthro bunny shit, it's just really weird if I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm gonna have to give Verdash a 0 out of 5. Number 78, Valet. I don't really know how to pronounce this. I'm not exactly sure what is going on with the design of this pal, but I'm not gonna lie, I do like it. I will give them credit for being unique. I mean, he's got his back is a flower. He's a little bit anthro, but not too anthro to make it weird. So at very least, he gets points for unique character design. I don't really think he's that cute, but I do think he's kind of cool. So I'm gonna give him a 3 out of 5 with points for coolness, originality, and X Factor, but I don't really find it very cute, and I don't think it would taste very good. Number 79, we have Cyberlex. I'm not exactly sure what this pal is really inspired by. It feels kind of Frostlass-y a little bit. I actually really like this pal. There's a lot going on here. I actually think it might be inspired by a moth now that I look at it more. So we're going to give it 4 out of 5 points. The only points it doesn't get is for taste. At number 80, we have another dragon, Alphadram, and just look at how cute this dude is. I love this dragon. They make the dragons really cute in this game, and I think that that's pretty cool because it's pretty easy to make dragons look badass, so it's fun to have kind of like cute dragons with badass dragons, and this is definitely a cute dragon. To me, this guy gets full marks. He's 5 out of 5. He's cute, he's cool, he's got an X factor about him. You know this man would taste good. I mean, just look at that thick old belly. Number 81, we have Kelpsy, which is kind of like a horsey, seahorse-esque inspired pal. I'm going to give this guy 2 out of 5 with points for cuteness and points for taste. I don't know what it is, but I could totally see a restaurant serving up Kelpsy fish fillets. Same score again for the Kelpsy Ignis variant, even though I think I do like this one more, and I would actually give it another point for coolness. I don't know what it is, just the color palette change makes it cooler. At number 82, we have Azarobe, and this might be one of the most blatant ripoffs of a Pokemon that I have seen so far. I think they went a little overboard with this thing's hair. There's just a little too much going on here. That being said, though, it is kind of cool. I don't think I would call it cute. I bet it tastes good, though. I don't know why, but I bet it tastes good. So we're going to give it 2 out of 5 for points for coolness and points for taste. But man, is this a very obvious, blatant knockoff of like several Pokemon. Up at 83, we have Cryolinx, the Dragon Hunter pal, which might be a, shout out to the fact that ice types are strong against dragons in Pokemon. I'm not exactly sure, like, the inspiration for this character's design, but it is relatively rather unique. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 with points for coolness and originality, but I feel like they could have done more with the design overall. It's relatively simple, but that's not necessarily always a bad thing, I guess. At number 84, we have Blazehowl, the Hellflame Lion. Now, obviously, there is a Fire Lion-esque type Pokemon. I'm sure, I imagine this was probably inspired by Pyroar, even though I'm not 100%, but they did give it a unique character design and how they did it. It's almost kind of like Arcanine and Typhlosion and like Pyroar all together, and then they gave it some crazy like Spyro dragon horns. The design is pretty cool. It's a little too chunky for me, but I will say that it is cool. I'm going to give this guy a 3 out of 5 with points in coolness and X Factor, and an originality. Same goes for the Nocturnal form. If anything, this guy is cooler just because the color palette is cooler. At number 85, we have Relaxorus. I love this derpy little water dragon boy. I think that he is absolutely adorable. I don't think that you could really call him cool, but I'm going to give him a 4 out of 5. He gets points all the way across the board except for in coolness. I bet he tastes good. Again, look at how thick that belly is. You know he's got some thick meat you could fry up, and I just love this guy. He's just adorable. I love the fact that they made a lot of the dragons really cute and adorable. It's awesome. Same goes for his electric form, which if anything is cooler, even though it does kind of give us like Ampharos vibes from Pokemon a bit, doesn't it? It does feel a little Ampharos-esque or like Mega Ampharos in a lot of ways, but I love his little spiky hair here. At number 86, we have Broncherry. This pal feels blatantly ripped off from several Pokemon. I mean, its eyes, there's definitely a Pokemon that has almost identical eyes to this. It's like obviously Meganium inspired. There's like several Pokemon that this Broncherry pal feels inspired by. I don't really like it. Its eyes creep me out. I'm gonna give this a 1 out of 5, the 1 being for taste, as if I ever encounter Broncherry in Palworld, I will most definitely be butchering it and eating it. Same goes for its Aqua form, which again feels even more ripped off from several Pokemon. At number 87, we have Petalea. Again, this feels very inspired by Roselia, Roserade. It is cute though, so I will give them that, but they lose points for originality. I think I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5, the 1 being for cute. As it is cute, I can't deny that, but really it's just way too close to Roselia for me to really give them a lot of credit anywhere else. At number 88, we have Reptyro. It reminds me of like a Triceratops, but on fire. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 with points for originality and X Factor, though I don't think it would taste very good. It is kind of cool, but when you compare it to to its ice form, which is much cooler, and I think that the points for coolness definitely go for Ice Reptaro, which gets a 3 out of 5. At number 89, we have King Paka, the king of all of the alpacas. This guy's pretty derpy, but I do like him. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 with points in cuteness, originality, and taste, as I feel like this dude would taste real good. Same goes for the Ice King Paka form, also a 3 out of 5. Coming down to the end here at number 90, we have Mammorest. It is a big, grassy, mammoth-type pal. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 with points for originality and taste. As you know, a Mammorest would feed like your pals and your guy in Palworld for like months with all that meat. Same goes for the crystal version, the ice version of Mammorest, also a 2 out of 5. At number 91, we have Wumpo. This guy's kind of derpy. I feel like he's like Abominable Snowman inspired in a lot of ways, and I like him. I like that he's got a little thing of grass in his mouth. I think that's pretty cute. I'm going to give this guy 4 out of 5 with points across the board, except for in coolness, because to be fair, it's not like it's crazy cool. He's pretty cute, and I feel like this dude would definitely taste good. Same goes for its grass variant form, and I love its little flower in its head. I think it's very cute. I like this guy. I like how derpy he is. At number 92, we have maybe the most Digimon inspired out of all of the pals, Warsect, and this dude is an absolute Giga Chad. Big fan of this pal. He looks super cool. This guy looks straight out of Digimon, 100%. We're going to give this guy 3 out of 5 with points for originality, for cool, and for X Factor. He's not cute, and he probably doesn't taste good because he's a bug, but man, is this guy the epitome of cool and X Factor. At number 93, we have Finglope, another kind of weird, like, deer-esque inspired pal. I don't really like this guy. One, it feels ripped off from, like, several Pokemon, and two, there's just already so many deer pal in this game. I don't really know why they needed to add another one. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 with points in taste. As you know, this boy would taste good. At number 94, we have Felbat. This is another pal, which I feel like could have been taken straight out of Digimon. Though I do like it, it is kind of anthro, but it's not anthro enough to be weird, in my opinion. So I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 with points for originality, coolness, and X Factor. It's not very cute, and I don't really plan on eating this dude. I don't think I'd be eating this guy, but he is kind of cool. At number 95, we have one of my favorite dragons, one of the cutest dragons, hands down, in Quivern. I think it's Quivern. Again, they've made the dragon super cute in this game. I love how they've done all the feathers with this dragon. The eyes are super cute. I mean, what do I say? This guy's super cute. To me, Quivern gets 5 out of 5. I guess its design is relatively simple, but it is original, especially if you're trying to compare it straight up to Pokemon, and I think it's cute, cool, it's got X Factor, and you know that this Dragon Boy would taste good. I mean, just look at him. At number 96, we have Blazamot. There's a lot going on with this pal, maybe a little too much. I'm going to give him a 1 out of 5 with points for originality, but at the end of the day, I don't really like the design, so I can't really call it cool in any way, so it's going to get a 1 out of 5 for original design, and that's it. At number 97, we have Hellzephyr, another kind of bird-esque pal. I do like the design of this one, though. Again, it's a dark type. A lot of the dark types in this game have a lot of cool designs. Maybe that's just because I'm a weird little edgy boy, but I do really like the design of this thing. It is both cool and cute at the same time, and I feel like it would taste good. You know this thing tastes like chicken, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. At number 98, we have Estegon. This is kind of the ultimate epitome of dark, edgy dragon boy. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 for coolness and for X Factor. It's not cute, and its design is pretty obviously inspired by a lot of Pokemon, in my opinion. It looks like they kind of just took different parts of different Pokemon and then just kind of like put them all together. So yeah, I think 2 out of 5. In 99, we have Menacing, the Steel Scorpion pal. I like this guy. I think he has a cool, kind of weird, derpy designs. Its pincers are kind of weird. Obviously, there's a kind of dark scorpion Pokemon that I imagine this guy is semi-inspired by, but I do like the design. I'm surprised there's not more bug-inspired pals in this game. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 with points for uniqueness, coolness, and X Factor. At number 100, we have Anubis, the Lucario clone. I hate everything about this pal. 0 out of 5. At number 101, we have Yormantide, a pal that I think takes the throne for most obviously inspired by a Digimon. I mean, this guy's badass. What can I say? He's like a big sea serpent dragon. This this PAL is super sick and would be absolutely terrifying to roll up on in the water in Palworld. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It gets points all across the board except for in cuteness. As you know, this man would taste good. I love eel. I bet this dude tastes like eel. Same goes for its Fire Ignis form, which is also super cool. At number 102, we have Suzaku, I guess is how it's pronounced. Suzaku? I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what exactly is going on with this PAL and its water form. I will say that I think its water form is cooler, but I think that's just because of color palette. It's just kind of like a weird kind of dragony inspired PAL. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 with points for X Factor because it kind of looks like an X, and that's it. At number 103, we have Grizzbolt. I think that this guy is probably like basically the poster child for PALs in Palworld, as he looks like a crazy like Pikachu meets Electabuzz with this, goofy grin, and he can hold a freaking minigun, which is crazy. I don't even like Grizzbolt. I think he gets a 5 out of 5 with points all the way across the board. He's cute, he's cool, he's got an X Factor, he's got a relatively original design. I like that they kind of went all out with him. He's also big and chunky and hilarious, and I feel like he would taste good. At number 104, we have Lean and the Lean Nocturnal form. I think the Nocturnal form is cooler, maybe just because it's a dark type and color palette design. This is also another PAL which feels pretty heavily ripped off or inspired by several Pokemon. It's an Anthro Grass Lady. What can I say? It's cute, but I think that's about it. I'm going to give it 1 out of 5. At number 105, we have Phalaris. This guy feels very Corviknight inspired. Not the most original design ever, but he is cool and does have an X Factor, and I bet it tastes good. Most likely tastes like chicken, so 3 out of 5, though we should note that this guy is very obviously a Corviknight clone, isn't it? At number 106, we have the Electric Dragon Orsuk that feels pretty obviously inspired by Garchomp, kind of in a way, at least to me. To me, this guy feels super inspired by Garchomp. He's cool, he's got X Factor. It's not the coolest dragon out there, but he is cool, and they're trying to make him edgy. I have no idea if this guy would taste good. Personally, if I was in Palworld, I would probably eat him. So I'm going to give him 3 out of 5 for points for coolness, X Factor, and taste. At number 107, we have Shadowbeak. This PAL kind of very much reminds me of Silvally meets Corviknight. I feel like this PAL is very obviously inspired by Silvally. I'm not sure, though. Again, there's a lot of bird-esque creatures in Palworld, but this one's kind of more of a griffin, as it has 4 legs and wings, but I like its design. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 with points for cuteness, for taste, for originality, and for X Factor. At 108, we have Palladius. He's basically like a centaur in army with a big old jouster. This guy feels very Digimon-esque. This feels like a freaking Digimon. I'm going to give this guy a 1 out of 5. I don't really like him. I'm going to give him points for originality, but that's about it. Same goes for Necromus. If anything, maybe this guy gets like a point for coolness, and he's 2 out of 5, only because he's dark type and a little bit edgier, so I kind of like that. But in general, yeah, I don't know, man. The anthropomorphic type PALs, just not a fan of. At 110, we have Frostallion. It's basically an icy Pegasus, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that idea. I'm going to give this overall 5 out of 5, I think. It's cute. It's cool. It's got a cool kind of X Factor to it. I like the idea. It's relatively simple, but it is original, and I feel like this dude would taste good. Actually, now that I say that, maybe it wouldn't taste good because it's a horse. Yeah, 4 out of 5. And finally, at 111, we have Jetragon. This Mon, again, while kind of cool, feels super ripped off from Mirrodin, however you say it, in Pokemon, the kind of newer Pokemon games. The Pokemon that you can, ride around on that turns into like a motorcycle. This one right here that I'm going to put on screen for you. I mean, just look at these guys right next to each other. Doesn't it feel a little bit inspired or ripped off? It is cool, though. It does have X Factor. I feel like it would taste good. Something tells me that it would taste like catfish. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's got these little whiskers here. But something tells me it would taste like catfish. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, with points for coolness, X Factor, and taste, though they get docked mega points for basically straight up copying a Pokemon. And yes, this was my rating and ranking of all of the PALs in Palworld so far in early access of this game. Personally, I would recommend this game. It's a lot of fun. It's not like Pokemon at all, though. There are elements that are like Pokemon, but in general, it's not like Pokemon, so don't expect a Pokemon straight up experience when you go into the game, though I do recommend it. I believe it's $25 on Steam right now, and I imagine that price will only go up as the full game gets released over the next, I assume, year. So if you're gonna buy it, now is probably a good time to buy it, which is also nice because the fact that it's in early access and it is a good game means that it should only get better as more content is released. As always, though, these were just my thoughts and my opinions. I would love to see your guys' favorite pals in the comment section down below, as well which pal you would think would taste the best. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video or learn something new, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, as your support on these videos really does help put them into the algorithm and help support the channel. If you like this video and want to see more content like it, then please click one of the videos on screen now. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Drink your water, hug your mother. Until next time, peace, love, Adu.